Good morning, guys. We are back. We are back from vacation. I think this will be the first segment that I will play or put on the video for the vlog since we've been back from vacation. Y'all, we had such a good time in Florida. I cannot tell you. It was okay. So it was 6 days, 5 nights, and got to pull out carefully. I was just mailing a card to a friend. We had a friend whose parent passed away, and I was just sending a sympathy card. But anyway, back from vacation. I'm catching up on everything. Let me go here. So let me tell you real quick what I'm doing now. You saw in the vlog that our alarm system went off while we were on the tarmac. While we were getting ready to fly to Florida, we had pulled away from the gate, taxiing to the runway, sitting on the tarmac, our alarm system pulled away as we were pulling away from the gate. Lord, you talking about anxiety, stress, scared, bewildered, confused, shocked, all of that. And the alarm people, they had called. I think I had turned my volume down by that time, but my husband saw the notification on his phone. And then so I called the alarm company back, and then there was like, police have been dispatched to your home, and we freaking out. I'm more so freaking out than my husband is just not. He just be so calm when he gets news. So anyway, I'm going, and I'm calling I'm getting nervous talking about it, y'all. I called the company back, our security company back, and come on. I called them back. I'm talking to them, probably was talking fairly loud on the plane. Because during this time, the stewardess is going over safety instructions, what to do if you land in water, and pulling the little thing down out the ceiling, take care of yourself first before you take care of your child, and all of that stuff. And so I'm talking loud, and then trying to talk over the person that's on the plane giving us instruction, the stewardess. The security people saying, "Ma'am, I can't hear you," and I'm talking louder, and people was probably so agitated. But I think some of them heard what I was talking about and they understood. But so after I talked to them, they told me police was dispatched, and so my husband had on his phone our doorbell security. So the police came up to the door. And so we were able to talk to the police officer. All this time, y'all, the plane taxiing and, all this stuff. And they said, get ready for flight. Put your phones on airplane mode. And so I'm not paying attention to none of that. I don't even know if I had my seatbelt on. The lady coming by like, "Ma'am, put your tray up." And I'm like, "I'm talking." No, I didn't say that, but I was just... So anyway, talking to the police officer, and I'm like, "Sir," I said, "we are on the tarmac about to take off for vacation, and I am so sorry, but he was like, "Ma'am, don't worry about it." Because this is not city police, like the big city that we live in. This is neighborhood police. So they were, more, I don't know, seems like more friendlier, more calmer, more. So, because these people are the ones that patrol our streets. So he was all calm and nice, and he said, like, "Ma'am, well, let me go." I won't even say what had happened, y'all, but we think that the alarm was tripped by possibly, because stink bugs come out at this time, and stink bugs get in anywhere, your house, businesses, and sometimes we're like, "How does it get in the house?" It'd be every blue moon. But especially the spring, early summer and stuff, stink bugs. And so it could have been a fly. I hadn't noticed a fly in the house, but we're thinking it's probably a stink bug. probably flew past the alarm sensor in the house or whatever and tripped the alarm, because we couldn't think of what else. We don't have no pets, it was no explanation other than that. It could have been a moth, something small, that just was. So anyway, all this happened, and so the police was able to go into our home. And I won't say how, but he went into the house and it was secure. And y'all, this is when I be so happy that the house is just so clean, because he was like, everything is together, man. When he came back to the doorbell, everything looks good, no disturbances, no anything, doesn't look like anything's been touched, no drawers going through, no mess, like somebody broke in, usually they cause a mess, all this. He said everything looks in order. And so he locked our door and went back out. And he said, everything looks secure. He said, have a great vacation, ma'am. And I was I was still nervous, but I was put to rest by that somewhat. And I was somewhat able, but I didn't really enjoy the flight. So the first leg of our vacation was a little tense until we got there and saw the family and all that stuff. But anyway, I was able to, after we got there, because they were like, just call when you touch down, just call, touch base, blah, blah, blah. So I called in 6 minutes, y'all, I'm sorry. But I called when we touched down and talked to the dispatch lady. She said that they were going to send by police officers to watch our property every day, and they sent emails every day saying everything was secure and all that. It was like, oh my goodness, that was just so nice and kind. So they did all of that. And she was so calm. She was just like, ma'am, just enjoy your vacation. Everything looks fine, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, let me show you what I am doing. Let me turn the officer's name over. But so this is for the morning crew. I'm hoping that they're still here. But I made I don't know if you can see that, a caramel glazed pound cake. And for you all who are new to the channel, I'm a cake baker. I made wedding cakes and all occasion cakes, birthdays, showers, all that stuff. As well as specialty cakes like this for over 25 years. So, yeah, I am a retired, that sounds so funny, y'all. I am a retired cake baker. But, yes, I wanted to tell them thank you in a special way, because that they, to me, went above and beyond. So I was just so happy about that. So anyway, let me get this cake in here to the police department. And so the specific officer that came into the house and everything, his name is on the card and everything, but it's also, I put on there, this to the dispatch and to the people that came and checked on the house every day and stuff like that. So anyway, let me get on in here. Okay, so I'm back in the car. The officer was not there. It was night duty. I was hoping that, because it was 6-something in the morning, y'all. Our plane left at 6:30 in the morning. The flight took off at 6:30. So this was like 6-something in the morning when I'm on the phone with them on the plane. So anyway, I was hoping that maybe they came in at 6 but anyway, he's part of the night shift. So that was disappointing. But I left the cake with the lady, and I told her the whole story. She said, I remember hearing about that. So, see if I can get around this man watering their flowers. But yeah, so she heard the story, and so of course I retold the story, and she was so gracious to listen. But she said that she would give it to him, and I told her it was for everybody too. But anyway, so that was that. But we enjoyed the vacation so much, y'all. Other than that, although it got off to a scary start, we enjoyed ourselves once we got there. And I would say after I got there, after we landed, I talked to dispatch again and everything. She put my mind at ease. The property, everything, walked around, it looked good, and sent us an email each day. And I'm like, oh, good gracious, that was so kind. So when we got there, we met up. Y'all saw some of y'all saw the video. If you haven't seen the video, go back and see the video. I hope this camera's not shaking too much. But watch the video. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And so it's one of our neighbors. We enjoyed our time. I hope you enjoyed the video. I cannot tell you how much fun we had. We stayed in the Airbnb, as most of you all saw. The Airbnb had 15 bedrooms. I did not, y'all, we ain't been on vacation like that in a while. We've been traveling to Isaiah's games and stuff like that. We haven't been just on a vacation, just to go on a vacation, in a long time. Oh, me and my husband went to Las Vegas for our anniversary a couple of years ago. I think other than that, that was the first like big pleasure vacation since 2011, when we took Jalen and Isaiah to Disney World. So, and like many of you all may know, I've talked about, we were not, are not rich folk by any means. So I was mostly a stay-at-home mom, you know, and I worked part-time here and there. I did work from home, did little things. I made cakes, like you all know, I made wedding cakes and stuff like that. But we were not like just rolling in dough. A lot of time we did not have excess to do anything. I think that 2011 vacation to Disney World was one of the only, no, we went to Putin Bay, but the one in 2011 was the first pleasure trip that we went. I think we have gone to Gatlinburg twice, went to Disney World in 2011, and we went to, after that we went to, I think maybe Gatlinburg again. We went to, oh, what's that place? Okay, we went to Putin Bay, up around Lake Erie or whatever, and there was somewhere else we went in Missouri. I'll get the name of it and I'll put it down here. Branson. We went to Branson, Missouri. And my kids still talk about that trip because they did not like that trip. It was like it was off Gatlinburg or something like that. They said that was not, but we had fun. We went to amusement park. We did stuff. We had fun, but it was kind of like a little, they thought, a little generic vacation. They were preaching, but you know how kids talk. They were like, thinking back, that's a little generic vacation, but that's what we could afford. So, other than that, I think those are like, we got married in 96. And, we've been married close to, since 27, 28 years. And we've taken about 5 pleasure vacations. Some people go on vacation several times a year, and some people at least once a good vacation a year. We've about been on 5 vacations. Other times we've been to funerals, family reunions, and to visit family. So like we went to California, we was going to California, even though we had a good time, we went to California to see my sister. So that was just part of our vacation. And, you know, we go to a funeral out of town, to loved one's funeral, something like that. It wasn't a vacation, but it was out of town. So, you know, things like that. But now we are ready to do some traveling. I am ready to do some traveling, y'all. So anyway, we had such a good time. I was saying that we had 15 bedrooms in the Airbnb. I don't know how long these big Airbnbs has been a thing. I know that Airbnbs are a thing and have been for the past, I don't know. I really don't know. But as far as I know, I'm thinking I've known of them about 10 years or so. But as y'all know, it's a big thing now, and people are building these big homes as Airbnbs in regular neighborhoods, I guess. But anyway, 15 bedrooms, y'all. It was so nice. Themed bedrooms for the kids, and then regular but nice, very nice bedrooms for the adults. And just amazing. So I think we cooked maybe twice. One good time we cooked, that was Father's Day. We cooked for the men. We had a good time, just sat around, talked about my father, what we remembered about my father, and to the others, the little ones, to pawpaw. So it was me, my siblings, our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. The ages were from 1 year old to 69. Everybody had so much fun. My brother, y'all, surprised me so much. He was going on roller coasters. My brother is 14 years older than me. So I'm 54. He is 68. He's 68. My brother-in-law is 69. My sister's husband, if I'm not mistaken. I'm hoping I'm getting the ages right. But so the youngest one was 1. She's a she's a great grandchild. Some of the greats are older than the youngest great grandchild. Yeah, if that makes sense to y'all. So anyway, my brother at age 68, y'all, he got on roller coasters, had his hands up, y'all. I went on some of them roller coasters. Oh my goodness, was some crazy ones. I got on thinking one was tame. It had to be the worst roller coaster experience for me. I was so scared. I'm like, I cannot believe I got on this ride, blah blah blah. I'm just after the ride, everybody like, oh, we had fun. I'm like, that was terrible. I was so scared. I kept my eyes closed. Like a couple of times I peeped, but it felt like he was gonna come out of that seat at any time because the hang time. And I love a good roller coaster, but I don't like the flips and the upside downs and all that stuff anymore. But since I'm older and I have a respectful fear of things. And I was so mad at myself after I got off that roller coaster. But yeah, y'all, it was just, if you all know, as you go up a hill and then you go down, you have hang time to where your stomach feels like it's still up where you were, even though you're going down the hill. And y'all, oh my goodness, it just felt like you could fly out of that seat at any time. So anyway, we had fun at the amusement parks. We went to SeaWorld. We went to Aquatica. I think that was the funnest time. That one of my funnest experiences on the trip was Aquatica. It was a water park, and oh my goodness, we had the best time. We I lost a couple of kids a couple times. We got on one ride. Oh my goodness, I don't even get in this house, but we got on one ride. My great niece was in charge of the smaller kids. So she took them on the raging river. So you have the lazy river, but this one was like, I don't know if it's called the raging river, but it was more, it just kind of moved you along really fast. It didn't look like it. You couldn't tell it really good just getting in, so she just thought she was getting into something like the lazy river. Oh my goodness. She said once they got in there and the rapids just kind of took you, and you might be thinking, like I said, you should be able to see it when you get in, but you really could not. It just kind of moves you along, but once you're in there, it moves you along fast. And the kids, they drug the kids away, and somebody had to help her grab the kids and all that. She called my niece like, I lost the kids. But they was found. Some of them was just down the little river a little bit. They had their life vests on. Now the second time we lost the kid, on a time when we all had the kids, one kid still got missed from us, but were found and everything like that. So it wasn't a big, but it was a little scary. We found them fairly quickly, and they had just went down to the next exit and got off, and we didn't know. And once we were counting everybody after we got off the ride, we was missing one of the kids, and so Jalen found them, and so all was good after that. But it was scary. They were a little scared, but they knew to go to a lifeguard and stuff of that nature. So we had 2 or 3 people going back into the rapid river looking for the child. Some on land. Jalen went this way, and some other ones went that way, and some back into the river thing. And the river thing, y'all, is about this high. So it ain't no river. It's the man-made little thing like the lazy river, except this one was moving a little faster. So anyway, got that child back. We didn't have no more incidences. So yeah, we had a good time. So we went to Aquatica, SeaWorld. We went to Cocoa Beach. We went to Deezerland. We went to the food truck, something or another. I'll try to get the exact name of what it is. And then we went to another food truck place, and I think I missed getting that one on film. What else did we do? See, we did a couple others. We went to the mall. We went to eat, and we, just a lot of stuff. Every day was packed. So Jalen and my great niece, Shay, they planned the trip, got the Airbnb, did the little agenda going for every day, what we were going to do. And I mean, it was packed. So then when we would come back at night, we were still up talking, laughing. We'd be up late. I think one night the guys watched the fight, and the kids up playing. We had spades going on over here. One night was a little line dancing, and it had a pool at the Airbnb. So some of us were in the pool. I never got in the pool. That's one thing I didn't do, was get in the pool at the house, but I was out in the area. So just having just a good time, y'all. Oh my goodness. It was so good to be with family, and we just love to be together anyway. Our family does. Just laughing, joking. We are just big laughers, big jokers, and just, oh my goodness, I enjoyed each other so much. And my mother and father would have been so overjoyed if they knew. And sometimes you're in your mind, you're hoping that they're watching certain things, but if they could see this trip, they would have been so overjoyed. And we missed them so much, on this trip. They would have had a ball. Oh my goodness. My mother and father were big on having dinners, and we were traveling with them and stuff like that. The in-laws, the grandkids, and all that stuff. So we just love to be together and just laughing and enjoying each other. So they would have been so happy. So hopefully we had enough fun for them. But yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. So anyway, we got back late at night, about 10:30. So anyway, 6 nights, 5 nights, 6 days. And just had a good time. All right, I'm about to get in here. If you all missed that video, go back and watch the vacation, the Orlando, Florida vacation, family vacation, and I hope you all enjoy it. All right, so I'll catch y'all in the next clip. I forgot something, y'all. I had to come back real quick. So Annette, and this doll was just named Annette on this trip. But I've had this doll for since I was 7, maybe. So this doll was synonymous as well to the family, because after I was grown and stuff, still the grandkids would go over, and the doll was played with by the grandkids and great grandkids or whatever. Then after a while, she was kept in the pantry. My mother never threw her away. And so she was a life-size doll to me at the time when I was little. And then, of course, later on, the other kids played with her and stuff. And then she was put in the pantry in the basement. And they would still take her out sometime, play with her, put her back in the pantry. And so this doll, when we were cleaning my mom's house after she passed away, my father has been passed since 2004. And my mother passed in 2020. So we were cleaning the house and everything out, and the doll, we got the doll out, was reminiscing about the doll, messing around with the doll and everything. And my sister dismembered her and put her in the in the dumpster. My nephew, unbeknownst to us, although since 2020, we figured it was him. But anyway, my nephew got the Mr. I Do Not Consent. For those of you all who have watched my channel for a while, which is also Ashlyn's dad, the niece that my great niece who just graduated, her dad, my nephew. So he got the doll after his mother had put it in the garbage thing. He got it out and nobody knew he had gotten it out. Put her back together, and the doll showed up at, I think it was my niece's house first. And he took a picture of it on the steps and was like, you all threw me away and I'm back. And, just started this whole life of this doll. And we was like, what, so it was on, we have a family chat, like a group me family chat. It was on there. He posts pictures of her at the park on the swing, and she'd be mad and saying stuff like, you thought you could get away with, blah, blah, blah. So we had in our minds, like, who would do this? And so it was him. Some of the family thought it was Reese. Some of the family thought it was another person, but mostly everybody kind of came to, we were thinking it was AG. And so, but was not sure, of course. And so anyway, showed up at a couple of people's houses. He would take a picture of it at their house, outside their house, and make a post. And we were like, oh, like, when did they come here? Blah, blah, blah. And so it was just this whole life of this, had this doll. This doll had a whole life since 2020 till now. And y'all, and this doll on this trip, she showed up first in my bed, in me and Chris's bed. So, all the adults had a bedroom and stuff. So in our suite, I don't know when it happened, but I guess after we went out for breakfast or something like that. Anyway, went back in the room. I saw a hump in the bed and some black hair was sticking out, but it was covered up to like here. I took the, then I was like, AG. That's what I was thinking in my mind. So anyway, came out with the doll. Everybody was like, ah, oh my goodness. So the doll showed up on the trip. And so then the doll showed up in, I think it was my brother's bed. And then it was the head showed up in the refrigerator one day, and then in the freezer. And then it was somewhere else in the house and all that. So we fixed it. Anyway, he came out clean at the end of the trip and said it was him. We was like, we knew it was you. We thought it was you, and blah, blah, blah. And a couple of the other cousins, or my nephew and niece, had as of late was in on it just a little bit. But he was the main culprit. AG was the main culprit. So he came clean about that. I think it was the night before we left, or 2 nights before we left, something like that. So we had a time about that doll. And so we think we have put an end to it. We were supposed to dismember the doll again and leave it in the trash there. I don't think any of us are clear as to if that happened, because we were so busy getting ready, having our last day and having fun and laughing and going on. I don't know who made sure that happened. So Annette might still be out there. And he did this whole little thing about naming the doll on this trip, because before I didn't have a name. I think I might have named it when I was little, but I couldn't remember. But he named it Annette because he went back, he saw the manufacturing stamp on the doll, and the doll was called Annette something or another. So he looked up the manufacturer name and the date of manufacture. So it was manufactured in 1973. He did this whole spiel on this. And in the family chat, before we found out it was him, he was saying, yeah, I was born in 1973 in such and such in town. I think the manufacturing place was in Chicago. I was made by so and so, and my name is Annette. Y'all never gave me a name, something like that. And blah blah. Y'all, it was really something. So an elaborate scheme for Mr. I Do Not Consent. So anyway, that was the story of the doll. I'll see y'all in the next clip. I wanted to give hope to the family that might have been paycheck to paycheck like us back in the day starting out and just felt like you cannot afford anything. There is hope. Our little vacation, well, our big family vacation, was very manageable because we split a lot of the cost. It was 25 people and we split the Airbnb. The ones riding in certain SUVs, of course, split that cost per vehicle. And Jordan and Jalen are grown, so they pay for their own, of course. So it's me, Chris, and Isaiah. Our flights were $99 each through Frontier, and then $300 for me and $300 for Chris for the Airbnb. Isaiah and kids his age and smaller were free. Aquatica was $45 per person. SeaWorld was free, and our SUV was $107 per adult, and there were 6 adults in there. Food for the Airbnb was $25 per person, and then spending money up to your discretion. Our Aquatica and SeaWorld, we had military and officers on our trip in our family, so that's why they were so cheap with officer and military discounts. So it's $700 for me, $700 for Chris, and about $150 for Isaiah. Very manageable. And get creative. I did an $800 survey. They have skin surveys, product surveys you can do. They paid me $800. And then you can also do family fundraisers for the trip with the big family. So you can do bake sales and all sorts of creative things to raise money for your trip. All right, I had to show y'all the flowers really quick because y'all know we were gone just about a week almost. My neighbor watered my flowers, y'all, for me, and well, for us. She came down a couple times and watered the flowers, and I was so scared about what they were going to look like afterward because, you know, if you go a couple of days without watering your garden and your flowers, they just wilt and die and, you know, stuff like that. We had put so much work into, you know, getting it together and everything, and she was so kind to come and keep it up for she just watered it. Came down a couple times and watered everything and kept everything alive, and we are so grateful. But anyway, this is what my plants are looking like after we not getting back. Look at this, y'all. And I don't even know if I have a before picture of this. If I do, I'll try to find it. But we got back from vacation, and when I pulled up and saw this, I was so happy. I had to tell her thank you for watering my flowers. Y'all, they have tripled. So before I left, I did prune them real good, and I put some fertilizer on them, and she kept them watered, like I said, after we were gone. And look at how they are gorgeous. These little peppermint petunias. I love the double color on them, the red and the white. Gorgeous. But anyway, they have tripled because I only planted like 5 of these. They were the wave petunias, and they have spread. And then of course I have my little hanging thing there for decor in the front. I got my 2 little spiky things there in the back, and it's just the cutest thing. But it just blossomed so well, and I put it in this pot here. But it's so cute, and I just put it, you know, in between the garage doors for a little curb appeal. But I love that. But anyway, I'm so thankful to our neighbor. She did an awesome job helping us keep our flowers and garden alive, y'all. And this is the other one. I think y'all saw that it was a little scrawny before when I first planted it, but it has doubled in bloom. So I'm going to keep on pruning it, fertilizing it, and hopefully it'll grow even more. So that looks good and all of that. So just pleased, so pleased. So this is the front still. I have to do some work on this one. It's vibrant and everything, but I need to learn how to take care of this plant better myself. So she watered it, kept it alive. It's looking good, it's vibrant. But I've learned how to prune petunias, but this is mixed with something else, some other flowers. So I have to see what I can do to get this one back going. But it's alive and vibrant. It's still green. I just have to learn how to prune this, you know, correctly. And yeah, I like to put lights in my flowers too. It looks so pretty at night. And looky here, we ended up getting a beautification award. I was so surprised, so happy, because this year you have to apply for it, and we forgot all about it, but we still received a flag anyway, so we're so happy about that. Came in the back, y'all, and watered our garden and stuff. So everything is still green and looking good. And y'all remember I was complaining about these flowers. I did not like these flowers because it was multicolored. But they are blooming very nicely. I'm starting to like them because they're looking better. They're looking fuller and everything. So I got to prune these even more and they'll bloom some more. But so much better. I don't know if y'all saw maybe 2 or 3 vlogs ago after I first put them up. But they look much fuller. And the cucumbers, they're growing. The tomatoes are coming in. I don't know if y'all can see, you probably can't see them from here, but we have little tomatoes on the vine. And the peppers, they're coming in. I have to get my kale off of there, y'all. But the greens are doing well. Broccoli. My broccolini started flowering, so they like cooler temperatures is what I'm finding out. So anyway, I got to get that off there. We can eat that broccoli and stuff. So, and some of those are greens mixed in there as well. So, and here are the other flowers. So they're blooming pretty decently. And the watermelons, y'all, is off the chain. Off the chain. Some of you all may have seen when I first filmed this, the little plants were, I mean, little, very little. And they are getting big. They're getting big. So everything is doing good. Just got some pruning to do as normal and happy about that. I had to show y'all the little strawberries that's coming up. And I ate one the other day, but they're popping up. Y'all, the only thing that just really gets on my nerve is the spider webs sometimes. There's like the spiders can set up so fast, but I try to come back every day and get the spider webs. I use this long stick because they make little webs up under here and sometimes on the chair legs and stuff like that. And I come back and I knock everything down, and even, you know, in the front yard, because even though we're not in the rural country, we're not in the city either. And that's, you know, just basically anywhere. But the further out from the city you are, you know, the more it is. But anyway, little skunks and raccoons. It's even worse when you're out a little bit from the city. So anyway, oh y'all, these are doing good, the zucchini, and these have flowered. These have bolted. My lettuce is still edible, but it bolted. Lettuce and stuff, certain things do not like hot weather. So these are some things we have to plant like in the cooler weather. One day I was out here with my stick. I was in the front, and one of my neighbors saw me. He probably observed me for a couple months doing this, but every day when I come out, I always get the cobwebs down if any are up. And he like, now what do you be doing with that stick? And I'm thinking in my head, it probably looked like some kind of witch ritual to him. If anybody come by and they see me waving the stick around and going on, but I be getting cobwebs down. I told him, I said, I'll be getting the cobwebs down. He was like, oh, okay. But yeah, got to do maintenance all over, keep the little bugs and different things away. So me and my niece Reese ordered some soursop, and this is what it looks like. She's about to come pick up hers. We may do a taste test on camera, I'm not sure, but just wanted to show y'all this. We are so excited about it.
I just came back from vacation, and as my grandson told me, you don't have any waves. Is your hair messed up? Get away from me.
Who said that? Which
camera.
one?
You don't have any waves. Something wrong? Let me wash my hair.
Okay. All right, guys. So this is the soursop. we have 4 of them, but this one is the one we're going to open up. So Reese has had soursop before. I have not. So this will be my first time trying it. I had like a soursop, like a smoothie or something like that with other stuff in it. But this is the first time I'm having soursop by itself.
So this is my first time having it straight out of the shell.
Oh, okay.
Mine was cut up too.
Okay.
Let's see if we can do it with our hand.
Okay. Ooh!
This is what it looks like. And it smells good.
Mm-hmm. It smells good.
You can see the seeds.
Ew. It looks funny to me. What are you eating? This.
Where the seed is.
So you put it in your mouth and then you take out the seed?
It tastes like candy. It tastes like banana, apple, oranges.
Mm-hmm.
It got a lot going on.
Wow.
But it's sweet and good.
Mm-hmm.
It's tropical. Very good.
It's good. It's different, but it's good.
This is what the seed looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Look like a big watermelon seed.
It's like the seed is encased in fruit flesh, if you want to say that. Just like an orange or whatever, you know, it's inside the
A segment.
peel. Mm-hmm.
And we're going to plant the seeds and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're supposed to eat this piece here. Let's see what it tastes like. It tastes like the piece of the orange that's in the middle that you don't eat. That's what this tastes like.
But I wonder, does it have fiber and stuff?
You probably could put this in your smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like a banana with no flavor.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it tastes like. You're not supposed to eat the seeds. So
Okay.
you don't eat the seeds, you spit them out.
Okay.
So,
But it is good.
but it's good.
It does taste, like you said, between a mango.
An orange and a banana.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it by itself.
Mm-hmm.
They come in different sizes. So here's one.
And soursop is so healthy for you. Look up the soursop benefits on your own. But
It's one of God's healers.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I guess, I don't know, if you put it in the refrigerator and ate it cold, it would even be even better. Mm-hmm.
Go get you a soursop.
Yep. This is soursop. You'll probably have to order it depending on what part of the United States you're in or country you're in. But they're prevalent in like Jamaica, as I understand.
Jamaica, and like probably like Bali, Asian countries.
Mm.
If you find a country that don't have a lot of illness, you're gonna find this fruit.
I don't know how they will go about ordering it.
I Heart Box,
Mm.
Body Price.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it from his website if you follow him. If you look up tropical fruits, you can find it on the internet. Different websites that carry soursop, and it's not doesn't cost the same as a mango. It's not 98 cents a pound.
Mm-mm.
It's expensive.
Mm-hmm. Ours was $18 a pound, and we got 5 pounds. It was 4 soursops that equals 5 pounds. So we got $490 for 4. But you rather eat good now, try to eat good now, and pay just a little bit extra, a little bit more.
Pay $20 for a fruit versus $200 for your medicine.
Exactly.
So get busy.
All right, guys. See you in the next clip.
So
So these are much bigger since when we left.
Which way
They
did this
was
open?
little.
But because I see that it's already starting to trellis, this one,
Uh-huh.
which is good. And you're gonna have to tie something to it
Mm-hmm.
to catch the watermelon on here. to
Right.
Hold it up.
Because if it grows up
Because you're gonna have a fruit right there. You see
Mhm.
it there.
and then That one, because there was just one, but then they veered off into two. Now they just multiplying.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
And each one will probably get you 3 to 5.
And they were actually just 6. I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That one might be 1.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's on the ground and it has the hair, it'll root itself down. So, which is good that it'll make itself stable. Because those hairs is roots. And if they touch the ground, they will branch off underground.
Okay. So that didn't happen just since.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, because that one did the same thing over there.
I think we got to get some, I said, I don't know if I should just let them go since they're doing fine, but they were saying you should put mulch on there.
You can do
straw and leaves, or either
to make the
keep them moist.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, and my flowers are doing well. So I was happy about that. They had been doing, but then they just died off.
Might be too hot.
Yeah.
Because I moved mine out the sun because they was looking sad. Then I moved them kind of in the shade, and then it was turkey when we came home.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's the butter lettuce, and it has bolted. So I haven't tasted it. What it tastes like?
It's bitter.
It's bitter. Yeah.
We would like to present our scholarship award to Mr. Isaiah.
Very good.
Congratulate you on your continued success and hope for the future. All right. And I also want to shout out in the fall, and we'll be applying for this scholarship in the future.
All right.
Also support him as your state issue family. So welcome.
Awesome. Woo!
And I just want to introduce everybody.
Both scholarship banquets and ceremonies were so nice. Isaiah had a graduation party to go to with some friends, so me and Chris went and got ice cream. Hey guys, so I am out in the backyard. It's pool day. We're putting up the pool. So I'll show you a little bit of it. But if you want to get a little pool for your backyard, I have a setup video and a good 10 videos or so, 8 to 10 videos or so of how to take care of your pool. How to put it up, take care of it, and then take it down. So let me show you a little bit of the setup process. All right guys, so it is 9:30. My husband is marveling at our watermelon patch. Let's go up here and see. And then I'll bring y'all back to the pool. The greens are getting big and the broccoli. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Look at all these vines.
Wait, did you pull those up? They were not like this just 2 days ago.
They're vining.
Oh, they were not like this just 2 days ago. Oh, snap. Oh my goodness. You could still see the dirt good 2 days ago when I was watering them. Yeah.
So you don't want to look at them vines. They going all over the place.
I gotta send a picture to Reese.
This is not
Big enough.
If we had only put 3 in here,
Uh-huh.
that would have been enough.
Oh
We
Lord
put, what,
Jesus.
8 or 6?
6.
Yeah, that definitely. And then you need it
Oh.
to be open. Like
Uh-huh.
I could have just put the bed to go up.
Uh-huh. Oh
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, well we'll see.
Like, it should have been like this whole yard right there.
All over here.
All the way. Made it a watermelon patch and just put sticks around it and put a fence around it.
Uh-huh. Okay. Your phone is on. In your pants.
I have music on.
Oh. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll show y'all in a few days. But let's go back over to the pool. And over in the yard behind us, they have a bigger pool over there. It is a 15-footer, or 18-footer rather. It was my previous neighbors, and they sold the house, and of course the pool came with it. I miss my neighbors. They were so nice. Anywho, coming on over to my little comfy pool. So it's filling up. It is 9:40, about 9:40 right now. This should take about 2.5 hours to fill. So we're gonna keep checking on it. I'm gonna put some lights around the pool, see what I can do, because it's not totally dark. So anyway, let me go so I can do something around here, maybe put some rocks out. And anyway, I'll show y'all something in a little bit. All right, guys, so it is, what time is it? What do you have? It is 10:51. And let me see if I can get this a clear picture for y'all. Okay, well, that's as good as it gets, but I have the flash on. So it is filling up. It's just about there. I've already put my little rocks down and everything, and flag over there. The little pool rules over here. I gotta move this stuff back here. Huh?
Definitely gonna have to have those things hooked up.
Yeah. Yep. So.
It seems like it's getting good on that side. Good.
But we have probably about another 45 minutes or so. Yep. But it's doing pretty good filling, so it'll plump up and fill up So I'll keep you posted. You guys, I have a leak in my pool. So my husband's going to get some tape. Gotta see if we can get that taped up. I pray that that thick, is it duct tape? I think we can get some duct tape and get that fixed, I hope. I heard something trickling, and sure enough, thank the Lord it was at nighttime when we were doing this. I heard something.
Where do you see a hole there? No.
Right there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you need to use that clear tape.
Okay. If you could turn it off and help me. So we put some Gorilla tape on it. And it looks good right now. So prayerfully it holds. Okay, so it is 11:25 and we are done. Just gonna check and make sure there's no more holes or anything. I'll have to mop up the water from around here tomorrow. So thank the Lord it was nighttime and it was quiet, and I heard that little sprout of water coming out, trickling out. But it looks good so far. So as many of you all know, I've been having issues with my laptop, and really it's a storage issue, and I wasn't deleting things properly, and just my storage was just all messed up, y'all. So I went to the mall, just took a little time and just spent some quality me time as well, looking around and stuff like that. Just being kind of lackadaisical that day, and I took advantage of the time and just window shopped and all that good stuff that you do at the mall. And it's such a nice mall too. So I came to go to the Apple store, of course, so they can help me with my storage issue. So I had to be put on a little waiting list. So I just walked around to the food court. Didn't have time to eat because they gave you a certain time to come back. So I went ahead and scouted out somewhere to eat, and then I went and got me a little snack until I was called. They give you like a text number or whatever, and they keep in touch with you like that. And so I went and got me a little snack, chocolate of course, and found a little space out in the mall and sat down and ate my chocolate, y'all, and people watched. So it was just nice to just sit for a while without a care in the world and just browse around some more. And so they finally texted me and let me know that it was time for my appointment. And I went back to the Apple store and they helped me fix my storage. And then I went back to the food court and I ended up getting Chick-fil-A. So got that and ate it, sat down and ate by myself, and then I went on back home. All right, y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time right back here on Tracie's Place. Bye.